And that question you answer from paragraph 32 on page 8. Again, if you can read your answer into the record and amplify anything you want to amplify.
Chairperson, thank you very much. On 32, I mentioned that I have dealt with the issue of our common interest between myself and Sergeant Nkosi previously, which included biking, sports shooting, and of course appreciation for good food. Sergeant Nkosi and I shared no business relationship, joint venture, commercial arrangement, common business interest whatsoever. Further, I do state for the record, Chair, that during the period of December 2024 to about June 2025, he assisted me by recommending the services of a driver. There was no quid pro quo involved. He merely assisted a friend in need, and I paid the driver for the services he was providing to me.
Then in paragraph 2.9 of the notice, at page 6, have you had a relationship or interactions with Mr. Joseph Banyoni and Mr. Mandla Mqina, whether directly or indirectly or through Sergeant Nkosi or anybody else? And your response is at the footer page 8 from paragraph 35.
Thanks, Chair. Paragraph 35 and 36 are confirmed for the record that I do not know Mr. Joseph Banyoni. I have never had any direct or indirect, either through Sergeant Nkosi or any other person, any relationship, associations or dealing with him, nor have I ever had any personal, professional or intermediate connection or interaction with him. On 36, I deal with the matter of Mr. Mandla Mqina, where I confirm that I did meet Mr. Mandla Mqina and I was introduced to him by Sergeant Nkosi. The introduction happened in a social setting, Chair, and from my, I think, view was entirely coincidental. On that occasion, Sergeant Nkosi had suggested that we go to a restaurant better known as Wamaimai, which is known for serving a variety of traditional style street food. Sergeant Nkosi and the gentleman coincidentally, according to my observation, encountered each other at the restaurant, and Sergeant Nkosi obviously knew him. He then moved forward to introduce me to him. My interaction with Mr. Mqina was limited to being introduced to him, where we briefly exchanged pleasantries. There was no prior arrangement to meet up with him. During these exchange of pleasantries, he asked me for my contact details, which I provided to him.
Suspended City of Tshwane Chief Financial Officer Gareth Mnisi has pushed back strongly against allegations that he played a role in manipulating municipal tender processes, telling the Matlanga Commission that claims of collusion are unfounded and based on misunderstanding. Taking the stand at the Commission, Mnisi addressed accusations that he worked alongside Fani Nkosi to influence the awarding of lucrative city tenders to preferred bidders. The allegations center on a series of WhatsApp messages in which Nkosi allegedly shared a list of companies that had submitted bids for a security service contract, 2 of which ultimately secured portions of the tender. Despite the apparent overlap, Mnisi firmly denied any wrongdoing. He told the Commission that Nkosi had got it all wrong, insisting that the communication between them did not amount of interference in procurement processes. According to Mnisi, he neither engaged in nor facilitated any form of bid-rigging or manipulation of outcomes. Under questioning from the Co-Commissioner Sandile Khumalo, Mnisi rejected suggestions that he exerted influence over the composition of the Bid Adjudication Committee BAC, a key structure responsible for evaluating and awarding tenders. He maintained that although he served as a chairperson of the BAC, his role did not extend to assisting bidders, directly or indirectly, nor to steering decisions in their favor. And said, I wish to place on record that Nkosi persistently forwarded me names of 2 prospective bidders who were subsequently awarded as part of the parcel of this tender. He added that he believed Nkosi had mistakenly assumed he was in a position to influence procurement outcomes, while distancing himself from any improper conduct. Mnisi did acknowledge that he occasionally provided input to the city manager regarding the composition of municipal committees. However, he was adamant that such advice fell within administrative norms and did not translate into control over procurement decisions, and said, I did not influence outcomes, drawing a clear line between advisory input and decision-making authority. Further scrutiny came from evidence leader Matthew Chaskalson, who questioned Mnisi about the intent behind Nkosi's sharing of bidder information. In response, Mnisi suggested that Nkosi's actions were aimed at verifying compliance issues rather than attempting to sway the tender process. He reiterated that at no point did he assist any bidder or engage in coalition, dismissing the allegations as baseless. Mnisi also moved to dispel any perceptions of financial impropriety, telling the Commission that he has never had any financial ties with the Guppies 85 Solutions or any bidders allegedly linked to the Tshwane Metro Police Department. He stated that he has no relationship with their directors, shareholders, or affiliates. He also told the Madlanga Commission that his close friend Sergeant Fanny Nkosi sent him a list of bidders in the mistaken belief that he could assess their compliance. The Commission has previously heard that Nkosi was facing multiple criminal charges, sent a list of bidders to Mnisi to a tender that was under adjudication. Mnisi said he met Nkosi on a number of occasions but could not state the exact number of the frequency of those meetings, and said we met each other on a regular basis and we did spend a considerable amount of time in each other's company. I met Nkosi during an extremely difficult time, emotional and turbulent period in my personal life. At the time, I was going through a deeply painful and hostile divorce, which placed me under immense emotional strain. He said he found Nkosi to be a good listener and found himself confiding in him, seeking personal guidance and advice and support for the personal challenges he was facing at the time, and said I felt that I could trust him and he would not betray my confidence. He testified that between December 2024 and June last year, Nkosi assisted him by recommending the services of a driver, and there was no quid pro quo, something given or received for something else. He maintained that Nkosi was merely assisting a friend in need and that he paid the driver for the services he was providing to him. Meanwhile, the lawyers for the City of Tshwane's suspended Chief Financial Officer have made an application to have some of his testimony heard behind closed doors at the Madlanga Commission. Mnisi is accused of colluding with internal and external people to direct the awarding of tenders towards his preferred bidders. The Commission's evidence leader, Matthew Charles Carlson, said, "You may have seen there was an application for a certain part of Mr. Mnisi's testimony to be heard in camera. I'm still confident that we can resolve this issue without a full-blown application. But what we have agreed for the purposes of today is that I will certainly not ventilate any of those issues in open commission. For the purposes of taking Mnisi through his statement, I might merely ask him to confirm certain paragraphs without reading them, so that the content of the paragraph is confirmed, but is not ventilated or shown publicly. Hopefully, over the weekend, the parties can resolve how to sort out this problem." What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.